Today we're talking about one of the world's most recognizable herbs. Many gardeners even spend part of the summer trying to keep it from taking over their garden. But this humble plant has accompanied humanity for thousands of years, crossing continents, inspiring artists, and earning a place in kitchens and medicine cabinets around the world.
Welcome to July Gardening, where your plants are either thriving, struggling, or dramatically pretending they need water every 15 minutes. Your petunias are exhausted, your weeds are winning, and your tomato plants have officially taken over the neighborhood. Today, we're figuring out what to cut, what to feed, and what plants we should just politely ignore.
Hello and welcome to the Petal and Plot Pod, a seasonal plant stories and garden tips podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Anissa.
And I'm Eric.
Mint belongs to the genus Mentha, which includes around 24 naturally occurring species and hundreds of cultivated varieties. Scientists believe mint evolved across Europe, Asia, and parts of Africa before spreading through human trade and cultivation. Archaeologists have found dried mint in Egyptian tombs dating back more than 3,000 years. Even in death, the Egyptians valued its fragrance. In Greece and Rome, mint became indispensable. Wealthy Romans scattered fresh mint across banquet tables and rubbed it into dining tables before meals because they believed its aroma stimulated conversation and sharpened the mind. Whether or not it truly improved dinner conversations is debatable, but it certainly made the room smell wonderful.
To say, maybe we should be having some mint during this podcast to stimulate the
I had the
conversation. I wasn't
same
even thinking
thought.
about that.
I had the same thought. I mean, I have it in the garden. Just crumble some up, put it in front of the microphone.
Yeah, right. I was just looking around and I feel like the closest thing I have are some well, these are mints, but they're peppermint
Oh, there you go.
things. So that doesn't work.
You know, I used to often bring in a breakfast for my students before they took standardized state testing, and I would give them mints because it keeps the
Mm.
mind alert. So when they had to do these long standardized tests, I always hoped that mint
Ah.
would, I don't know, keep them awake.
Hey, best foot forward on taking those tests.
A mint.
Put some mint in your pocket.
One of the oldest stories explaining mint's origin comes from Greek mythology. According to the legend, Minth was a beautiful water nymph who caught the attention of Hades, the ruler of the underworld. His wife, Persephone, became enraged by the relationship. Persephone crushed Mint into the ground beneath her feet. Unable to save Mint's life, Hades transformed her into a fragrant herb so that every time someone stepped on the leaves, her beautiful scent would rise into the air. It's a bittersweet story, one that gave mint its symbolic connection to remembrance, renewal, and enduring beauty.
I didn't know it had that kind of a background, like a
Yeah, I
mythology.
actually didn't either until I researched. I was looking up legends and lore around mint, and yeah,
Yeah,
it's really dramatic too. I mean, it's like
yeah.
revenge, basically, lover's revenge.
That's true. I mean, sometimes that feels like revenge anyways with mint if you have it in the garden. I don't know. But, as you were talking about crushing it under their feet, I was like, yeah, that's what we do. We love that, right? That's giving off the smell, of course, not in rage, I would hope.
The story of mint may be the best known legend, but mint has gathered stories from nearly every culture where it is grown. In ancient Greece, mint became a symbol of hospitality. Offering a visitor a drink flavored with mint was considered a gesture of friendship and welcome. The Romans shared many of these beliefs. They associated mint with wisdom and clear thinking. Students were sometimes encouraged to wear small wreaths of mint while studying. Hey, nice.
There we go. It's proven.
Yeah, it's proven. In the hope that its fragrance would sharpen the mind and improve memory. Whether it truly worked is uncertain, but the idea persisted for centuries, up until this century, apparently. And the Romans carried mint throughout Europe, wherever their armies traveled. During the Middle Ages in Europe, mint was thought to protect both homes and travelers. Sprigs of mint were hung in doorways or scattered across floors, not only to freshen the air, but also to ward off illness and evil influences. Before carpets were common, homes often had rushes spread across the floor, and fragrant herbs like mint were mixed in to sweeten the room as people walked across them. Some European folk traditions claimed that carrying a few fresh mint leaves in your pocket would attract prosperity and protect your money. Merchants occasionally placed mint in cash boxes, believing the fragrant herb would encourage good fortune in business. And across parts of Eastern Europe, people tucked mint into their pillows or placed it beside the bed to encourage peaceful sleep and pleasant dreams. Others believed the herb could chase away nightmares or calm an anxious mind after a difficult day. Throughout the Middle East and North Africa, mint remains a powerful symbol of hospitality. In Morocco, the careful pouring of mint tea from high above the glass creates a light foam as considered part of the ritual itself, with each family taking pride in its own preparation. Oh, that warms my heart at the thought of mint tea in Morocco being served in these delicate glasses. Have you been to
Yeah.
Morocco? I know you've traveled a lot.
No, I haven't been to Morocco. Is
Yeah, I
or
was just thinking about it's been a while since I've made a proper Moroccan mint tea that's like
Mm.
spearmint mixed with gunpowder green tea and
Okay, I
sugar.
thought you just said gunpowder.
Yeah, you mix mint
I
with
was like,
gunpowder.
this sounds intense. Okay.
No, I think it's a Chinese variety of green tea. It's kinda sharp, almost like a
Okay.
black tea, but not quite.
Okay.
Um, but a lot of sugar, and I didn't grow up drinking sweet tea,
Mm.
so a lot of sugar in tea is intense,
Yeah.
but it's a special thing.
Oh,
I also
nice. And it's
remember.
served hot, right? A hot
Yeah,
tea
it's
or
served
okay.
hot in, like,
Yeah.
what look like we would think of as tiny, like, juice glasses, like clear
Uh-huh.
glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
growing up, I feel like I always had, like, lemonade with mint, like, there'd be, like,
Oh,
sprigs of
really?
mint thrown in.
Ooh, yum,
Yeah,
that
which is
sounds
always
delicious.
nice. And, like, now I have, like, hot tea. My favorite, if you go to Tea Source locally,
Ooh, mhm.
is the Margaret Soother. Can't beat it.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I love tea. As trade routes expanded through Asia and the Middle East, mint became integrated into local cuisines. Today, nearly every culture has developed its own favorite way to use mint. Indian cuisine blends mint into cooling chutneys. Vietnamese cooking pairs fresh mint with spring rolls and noodle dishes. Persian cuisine uses mint in soups and yogurt. Chocolate and mint became a classic pairing in Europe. Greek cuisine combines mint with vegetables and meat dishes. And in South America, mint is used to brighten up soup broths and meatballs. And of course, yerba mate. Yerba mate is widely steeped into herbal infusions to soothe stomachs after heavy meals. Of course, we have spearmint flavors in chewing gum. Peppermint finds its way into hot chocolate, cookies, ice cream, syrup, cocktails, teas. Few herbs have traveled so widely while adapting so gracefully to different countries. And you mentioned the lemonade mint, Eric. Do you
Yeah.
cook with mint? Do you put mint into meat?
We've put it into meat. Yeah, we've made lamb or maybe even pork, I feel like.
Mhm.
We've added, fresh mint, just, like, cut up, really, and just, like, cooked on it, kinda sautéed or something maybe.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Do you have a
yeah.
favorite way of preparing mint overall? If you had to pick one favorite,
Oh,
would it
my
be
favorite
tea?
is just in a tea. I like it fresh, and I think it's just because even just sitting on the top of a glass, like, you get the mint smell with
Mhm.
flavor. I don't know, that's something just nostalgic for me, just
Mhm.
straight up. But, I mean, there's so many great ways to use mint. I will love, like, a peppermint chocolate,
Uh-huh.
like, hands down, yes.
But I feel like growing up, we basically had, like, Bridgman's and Kemp's ice cream as options, and it
Listen
was
to
always
that,
the
yes.
peppermint bonbon that was my go-to, but
Yes. Love that.
I
Yes.
love tea, of course. I'm obsessed with tea, so anything in a tea is good, but I'm also obsessed with salads, and, like, my favorite
Mm.
foods on earth are salads that have mint in it, so, like,
Oh,
tabbouleh doesn't always
yeah,
have mint, but sometimes.
yeah.
Fattoush, so good. Lob, oh my goodness, delicious, like, those are so mint forward, and
Have you had lunch today? I feel like you just
not yet, Eric. Not yet, I just got off work.
Go get that mint salad.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and I also love making like a spring roll inspired salad where you basically just take the ingredients of a spring roll and then just make it
Yeah.
a salad that you eat with a fork.
Ooh,
Yum.
yummy. Yeah.
Okay, you're right. I have
Okay.
to focus.
Now that we're all hungry.
Yeah. Long before modern medicine, mint earned a reputation as one of nature's most useful herbs. During the Middle Ages, herbalists recommended mint for digestion, headaches, nausea, coughs, and sore throats. And peppermint candy was found in pharmacies long before it was found in candy stores. Peppermint oil is also commonly used in aromatherapy to create a cooling sensation and help ease tension headaches. Spearmint has attracted scientific interest for its antioxidant compounds and anti-inflammatory effects. Menthol, the natural compound responsible for peppermint's cooling sensation, is now found in countless cough drops, chest rubs, mouthwashes, and topical creams. Mint's long medicinal history demonstrates why it has remained one of humanity's favorite healing herbs. During the Renaissance, botanical artists painted mint with remarkable scientific accuracy, helping physicians identify medicinal plants. Dutch still life painters included mint among lavish arrangements of fruits, herbs, and flowers, and mint also inspired decorative arts. A number of herbal motifs have appeared on ceramics, embroidered linens, wallpapers, and engraved silverware. Poets, too, have long used mint as a symbol of freshness, memory, and renewal because the fragrance lingers long after the leaves are crushed. Today, botanical illustrators continue to paint the many forms of mint, capturing the subtle differences between peppermint, spearmint, apple mint, chocolate mint, pineapple mint, and dozens of other cultivars. All right, Eric, let's take this
Yeah.
story home. Tell me about the mints in your yard.
um, that's funny. I do have mint. I As you can guess, I only have it in containers. I will never put it in the
Mhm.
ground.
Mhm.
Although maybe there's some mint family members that maybe make it into the garden, as you know, but
Mhm. For sure.
um the straight up mint that kind of creeps around and everything that I put in my containers. And actually this year I was having fun in my window box, the one window box I have that faces full sun all day. And I used to use mint as kind of like the draper spiller, if you will. And it looks good, but I love it because I have other herbs in there, and it's just like a little herb box that's fun to hang out
Mm.
in every time you grab a piece or use it in the kitchen. So
I love an herb box.
yeah, but you have mint in your garden. Let's talk
Oh,
about
yeah,
that.
controversial take. I
Yeah, I
love
love
a
this.
mint yard. I plant mint in the ground all over the place. I let it spread. I love it. I mean, it's fun to mow the lawn, walk on the lawn.
Mm,
I try to keep it in areas where my dogs don't have access to it, though. But I mean, and I have a really shady yard, so I also have the dreaded creeping Charlie, which is a mint,
mm,
also.
yeah,
And I don't know. I let it live in areas where I don't feel like trying to put a different ground cover, but I don't let it take over, but it exists as a member of the Mint Yard
yeah.
collective.
I mean, it does sound really dreamy. I mean, I think if I had like a yard space that was, I was just gonna say, contained in a box or some cement or something like that, I feel like I'd probably play with that. I mean, I play with thyme,
Mhm. Yeah,
as a
right?
spreader.
Keeping time as a
So
ground cover.
why am I not giving mint its place as well?
Yeah, maybe mint has, like, not been like, people try to keep it in a box, but really it needs to be set free.
Right? Free mint. Free mint.
Minnesota is home to an impressive number of plants belonging to the mint family, known scientifically as the Lamiaceae fam.
Hey, oh,
Let's just leave it at that.
yeah.
Um, I'm not editing that out, but
I mean,
anyway,
you get
okay.
a B for trying, so that's
Yeah.
not bad. Still passing.
Some are native wildflowers, while others are beloved garden herbs. One of the most familiar native members is wild bergamot, also called bee balm. Its lavender flower heads bloom across prairies each summer, attracting native bees, butterflies, hummingbirds, and beneficial insects. The leaves have a fragrance reminiscent of oregano mixed with mint and were traditionally brewed into tea by many indigenous peoples to treat a wide range of ailments. Anise hyssop, native to Minnesota's prairies, produces spikes of purple flowers with leaves that smell like licorice and mint combined. It's one of the best nectar plants for honeybees and monarch butterflies, and one of my all time favorite garden plants and teas to drink. I am surprised by how often I talk about this at the garden store with people. Like, I
Mm.
try to push anise hyssop all the time. And I like,
I noticed you do. Enough that it's like influenced me. And then I'm like, maybe I should be talking more about it. Yeah, it's a great
yeah.
plant.
And people often, though, will give me kind of strange looks. And I'm like, no, it's edible. Like, here. And I'll take a leaf and like crush it and put it in their face. I'm like, smell it,
Yeah.
smell it.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Add it to your cart.
yeah. Sometimes they look at me like I'm crazy, but then sometimes people are amazed. So.
Yes.
Several species of skullcap grow naturally in Minnesota's wetlands and woodlands. Their unusual flowers resemble tiny helmets, giving the plants their common name, traditionally used by native tribes to ease tension. Self-heal, sometimes called heal-all, spreads through lawns and meadows with small purple blossoms and historically was considered an important medicinal herb for treating minor wounds and infections. And, I had self-heal volunteer in my yard last
Hmm.
year, just literally one solitary flower right up against a giant maple tree, but I was over the moon. I was like,
Yeah.
"No way! I've been blessed."
Yes. I mean, some bird or critter brought that into your home and
I
was like, here you
know.
go, Anissa.
I'm so lucky. Yeah. The mint yard grows.
Yes.
Gardeners also grow numerous cultivated members of the mint family, including basil, rosemary, sage, thyme, oregano, lavender, catmint, catnip, lemon balm, savory, and of course, peppermint and spearmint. Although they look quite different, they all share family characteristics. One of the wonderful things about the mint family is that once you learn its basic characteristics, you'll begin recognizing many of its relatives growing in gardens and in the wild. Most members of the mint family will have square stems instead of round ones. If you gently roll the stem between your fingers, you'll often feel its four distinct sides. And the leaves grow in opposite pairs with one leaf directly across the other. And next, crush a leaf gently between your finger. Most mints release an unmistakable burst of fragrance thanks to the aromatic oils stored through its leaves. Peppermint usually has darker leaves with a strong cooling aroma because it contains a higher level of menthol, while spearmint has brighter green, slightly wrinkled leaves with a sweeter fragrance that many people recognize from chewing gum. Apple mint has soft, fuzzy leaves covered in fine hairs, while chocolate mint has dark stems and a subtle chocolate scent beneath its peppermint fragrance. One word of caution, of course, not every plant with square stems is edible, and while many members of the mint family are culinary herbs, others are strictly grown as ornamentals or have medicinal properties that should be understood before use. As with any wild plant, proper identification is essential before harvesting. Mint has earned a reputation as one of the easiest herbs to grow, and perhaps, like we said, too easy. Most species spread through underground runners called rhizomes, and given enough space, a single plant can become a large colony within just a few seasons. Many growers, like Eric, grow mint in containers or raised beds to keep it under control.
I don't know. It's funny. Well, you've seen my garden. I mean, my garden isn't like super controlled, right? Like I've got a lot, but if I can't predict where you're going to go, then not happening.
Yeah. Mint prefers moist soil, partial to full sun, and regular harvesting. Frequent trimmings encourage further growth. So, if you are growing mint or basil for its leaf flavor, the flavor will taste better if you do not let the flower flower. The leaves can be harvested throughout the growing season and also dried out and used for winter teas. Mint's refreshing scent has shaped entire industries. Perfume makers extract essential oils, candy manufacturers produce billions of peppermint candies a year, toothpaste companies rely on mint for its clean flavor, chewing gum, soaps, shampoos, cosmetics, candles, herbal remedies, and aromatherapy products all owe much of their appeal to mint's unmistakable aroma. Few plants have become so deeply woven into everyday life. And perhaps that's what makes mint so remarkable. It's ancient, yet modern, common, yet extraordinary. It has soothed stomachs, inspired myths, flavored feasts, perfumed homes, attracted pollinators, decorated gardens, and traveled alongside humanity for thousands of years.
Today, we're talking about something every gardener experiences, but nobody really talks about: the midsummer garden slump. Because let's be honest, June gardening makes us feel like experts. Everything is blooming, everything looks intentional, the garden beds look full. You start thinking, I finally figured this gardening thing out. Then July arrives. The weeds are taller, the containers are looking tired, and plants looked amazing 6 weeks ago suddenly look like they need a vacation. And you start questioning everything. Did I plant the wrong thing? Did I water enough? Did I accidentally kill something? The good news is your garden probably isn't failing. It's just need of a reset. So today we're talking about what to cut back, what not to prune, how to refresh tired containers, and whether you should fertilize this late, and what plants we should simply just leave alone. So first, Anissa, I'm gonna start with like an inner confession moment.
Ooh, okay.
So I have learned this year I went out to take care of my Monarda that had like finished blooming. And I remember this specifically from last year, and I just like cut it to the ground. But last year when I did this, I didn't get anything to come back. I think I
Oh,
literally like hit it too hard,
no.
and nothing came back on this variety. And so I
Oh,
feel bad because I
no.
just went through it again, not even thinking. And I feel like I should have just deadheaded a little bit more and left more leaf structure.
Oh, aggressive.
I know.
Aggressive.
So
Oh,
we will.
that's kinda sad, though.
I know. So we'll see what happens, but
Yeah.
I have to get that off my chest because I feel like, as someone who knows a lot about how to take care of plants, I instantly was like, oh gosh, I might regret that. So
Uh-oh.
we'll find out.
Happens to the best of us. Or maybe it'll come back and then you'll know.
Yes, exactly. I'll report back on this one. But I think
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest mistakes gardeners make in July is thinking the garden should still look exactly like it did in June, right? But every month has its like own personality. Spring is fresh, early summer is exciting, midsummer is when plants have been working hard for months, and honestly, they look like they look a little tired because, well, they are, right? And so, kind of like us, by July, I don't think I look the same as I did in May either. I'm starting to sweat and it's hot, and my garden tools are tired, my lawnmower is tired, and my plants are tired. So everybody just needs like a little summer break. So I think the question, I feel like, is what can you fix? And the better question is what is already finished doing its job? And so a plant that is done blooming isn't necessarily failing. Perennial with tired foliage isn't necessarily unhealthy. So sometimes the best gardening decisions is knowing what not to do. Anissa, have you done some midsummer cleanup or like make a few like choice plants maybe look a little bit better than they are already?
Yeah, I definitely feel like with the last week, I sort of did things that I had been putting off because I felt like they could take it. But then I also have things happening like with my murder gone lily that
Yes.
that
Yes.
got, lily beetles every year, and then
Yeah.
I treated it, but then it bloomed, it looked great, and after it stopped blooming, I sorta just forgot about it, and
Mm,
now the beetles have come back and they've eaten holes in it, and it looks
yeah.
awful,
Yeah.
except I'm, like, a little nervous, I'm like, "Is it time for me to just cut it down to the ground for the year? Has it got enough nutrients through its leaves for the roots for next year, or should I leave it because the leaves are still a little bit green?" I don't know.
Yeah.
I should probably just cut it down, but it looks really, really bad.
I mean, I definitely err on the side of like as soon as it starts to show any yellowing on lower leaves or what have you, like I take it out. Like
Yeah.
and I have the same. I have martagon lilies as well, or even some like really late daffodils that still had green foliage for the longest time. And as soon as I start to see that yellowing, I take it out, and that's worked pretty well for me. I know some people can leave it even longer till more foliage is yellow, but I don't necessarily, in my experience, find that is the case. So I also feel like if it looks prettier without, then take her out, right?
Yeah, I feel like you're more brave about that than me. Like, you're like, "Up, it's time, gone," and I'm like, "I don't know, maybe it needs another week or 2."
Yeah, absolutely. It's understandable. And so there's definitely plants that benefit from like our a midsummer haircut, like we're talking about. And some of my favorites, I think of catmint. Anissa, how's that catmint I just gave you?
There was so much of it. I was unprepared for the volume of Catman. You're like, "Oh, I have some Catman for you." Okay, 18 gallons of Catman later.
I literally gave Anissa the hedge of
I
cat
knew I
catmint
thought
that
it
I
was
had.
I remember, like, 4 years ago or something, you're like, I'm gonna make a Catman hedge." And
Yep.
then when I was taking those out of the bucket, I'm like, "This is the Catman hedge, isn't it?" Like
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, you
Uh,
gave them very heavy haircut. They're, like, down
yeah.
to the ground.
Okay, they're gonna be great. I know they're gonna be great.
They look healthy, they look
Yep.
good.
Yep. Yeah. Salvia is another one. I just was out in the garden giving those a haircut. Those I'd like to, for me, I have the Salvia caridana in my garden, and I like to just kind of remove the blooms, if you will, and that one does best for me. But hardy geraniums are another good one because some of those I have get a little leggy. They like to kind of grow up through plants sometimes too. And I like to cut those back at some point after they've kind of flowered. I know there's some varieties of geranium I think that flower a really long time, and I would leave those if they still like are flowering and looking good. But my lady's mantle I cut back. That's actually already like flushing back out. Surprising. I feel like in 3 days it like literally all flushed back out, which is surprising.
Wow.
Um, Pulmonaria, if you haven't gone after that one, is a good one to like cut back. Sometimes some of those really early Pulmonaria, Brunnera, even some of your hosta leaves, if you just remove some of the raggedy ones on the bottom, can really just give like a fresh look. And a lot of those plants will easily like push back growth and just look fresher through the rest of fall, I feel like. Any other plants that you cut back, Anissa, that I didn't like go through?
I guess, like, tulips and poppies, or maybe should have
Yeah.
already been cut back before now.
No, maybe I have poppies in my garden. I'm just waiting for those seed heads to dry a little bit, and then yeah, same
Mhm.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah, I partially cut the leaves back. I left the seed heads up and then cleaned up a lot of the leaves, but I did leave a few
yeah,
leaves.
yeah. I know I also am going after my annual containers as a refresh. So if you have like petunias or calibrachoas, sweet potato, some of those vining things can really kind of get a little shaggy or just sometimes disproportionate, or have kind of stopped flowering. So if you actually do cut those back, and not to stubs, but like cut them back to like a little more of a ball shape so they'll branch out again and actually be fuller and do a good job producing more flowers right away. So it's that can be worth, cutting back as well during this time in your annual containers. So let's talk about what not to prune. Early in the season when we come out of winter, I think people are like, what should I prune and what should I not prune? And, at that time, it's like, well, don't prune the things that are going to bloom right away in the spring for you for shrubs, especially, or really your trees, because they're going to be pushing out growth. But at this point, people also start to think, gosh, it put on a ton of growth. I want to get in there and like cut it again.
Mhm.
And so I think there's a few things to keep in mind. I feel like one, hydrangeas, if they haven't bloomed and people are just think, oh, there's a lot of growth here, I would not cut any of my hydrangeas because you will cut off all your blooms for this year. And if some cases on the old wood, you'd be cutting it off for next year as well for some of those big leaf hydrangeas.
Okay.
Um, but I think of like other things that have already you've missed your period to even go in. So like lilacs, forsythia, mock orange, rhododendrons, azaleas. Really by midsummer, they've already started to like put on the buds that they will then grow and keep through winter to then flower again in the spring. And I think that's worth mentioning because I feel like many times I always think of like the nicely clipped lilac bushes that people see and they're like, what is that? And they never know what it is because they keep cutting the flowers off every year, I think. So,
Mhm.
um, but those are good things to think about at this point. You may be thinking, gosh, I'd really like to like trim this thing back. But if it's a flowering shrub, you really should think when it flowers, and you may have already missed that opportunity to prune it if you were going to.
Absolutely. I missed the window for my lilacs. I really wanted to prune my lilac hedges up front, and I didn't do it in time, so now we're waiting till next year.
Yep. There's always next year. The other thing, because I was really gonna say there's a lot of things you probably really wouldn't prune at this point, especially because of the heat. Like we're in the 90s, it's
Mhm.
mid-July and August. It's almost too hot to prune most things. Except, can you guess which one I'm going to be pruning here in July? I'll give you a
Sedum?
hint. It's not a shrub or a perennial.
Oh,
It may be vining.
a vine? Is it your forsythia? No.
No, it'll be it's gonna be my wisteria.
Oh my god, I literally okay, I said forsythia, but in my
You
mind, I
meant
was picturing
yeah.
your wisteria on your garage. I swear.
Okay, we'll give it to you. We'll give it to you. Um, yeah, so wisteria needs to be pruned twice in a year to maintain its size, for one, because it's pretty aggressive, but also for flowering. So if you haven't pruned your wisteria ever and you're wondering why you never got flowers, this is why. So you should prune it in early spring, right when the leaves start to pop up, and then you prune it again kind of mid-July here. So I'm getting ready to hack at it where I'll
Okay.
literally take it back to 5 nodes from the main stem, and it kinda needs it. It's like it's bushy, right?
Oh,
And it needs a good bob, you know?
a little Bob.
Yeah. The other thing to think of rather than pruning too during this time is just deadheading, right? And, the difference in that is just you're just removing the flowering part itself rather than cutting back down on a stem. And so things like your coneflower, Shasta daisies, coreopsis, blanket flower, roses, salvia, cosmos do benefit from just deadheading the spent blooms to continue to have more flowers be produced. But if you like to leave some things for wildlife, sometimes I'll do a little early deadheading. And then as I get to like mid or late July, I will start leaving things like my coneflower seed heads, black-eyed Susans, sedums, ornamental grasses, because those are things I want to see during the wintertime. Also, a lot of goldfinches and things love those seeds. And so leaving things messy is actually kind of like good gardening, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So last bit is kind of just fertilizing. And the question is fertilizing this right now too late? And so the answer is it depends. So annual flowers, yes. Containers, yes. Vegetables, usually yes. And then your trees and shrubs, I think is where we need to be careful, especially in Minnesota. We start to get close here to our period of encouraging lots of soft new growth right before winter. And a lot of gardeners think that fertilizer solves every problem. So plants look sad, fertilize them. Plants isn't blooming, fertilize it. Looks unhappy, fertilize it. So sometimes the problem isn't nutrients, it's just location or water. So rethink fertilizing being the answer, but also be aware of where we're at in the year. And we start to need to slow down and not push our plants with fertilizer all the time. Roses, fertilize them every month, all the way through August. So lots of things to think about, but I would stick a lot more to our annuals and container plants. So the summer garden reset isn't about creating a perfect garden. It's about paying attention, helping what needs help, leaving alone what doesn't, and remembering that gardening is a relationship. Sometimes you nurture, sometimes you prune, sometimes you apologize to the plant because you put it in the wrong spot, as I did. Hey, Anissa, do we have a listener question for today?
Oh, yeah, we do. Let me see here. Okay. So Clara writes in and asks, I've been looking for tea roses, but can't seem to find any at the garden stores anymore. But I do see that I can order them online. Should I just order them online and is it okay to plant them now? Well, in Minnesota,
Hmm.
we're what? Zone if we have a zone 5 tea rose. I mean, you plant
Yeah.
roses. You have roses. I don't
I
have roses.
you talk to this one. Uh, yeah, I mean, so I don't have hybrid tea roses, but I do have English shrub roses that are zone fives. And so I mean, you do have to protect them, whether that's using the cone, if you will. It sounds like something you put on your cat and dog. But you put it on the rose in the wintertime.
Mhm.
Heavily mulch. So you're gonna have some things you're gonna need to do probably for winterization here in Minnesota, more than likely. Um, and I think as far as like buying it online, I think that's fine. I've bought lots of plants online and rose bushes and things, so I wouldn't worry too much. Just make sure it's like a reputable place. Look for like reviews or, if there's anything telling you other people that are buying from this location as well, just to make sure it's something legit. I sometimes worry a little bit about Etsy.
Yeah.
It can give or take depending, but some also nurseries sell through Etsy as well. So do a little research, I think there. What do you think about planting during this time, Anissa?
Well, I was just thinking about that because I was thinking about, like, zone 5 chrysanthemums or, like, hardy
Yeah,
like, mums. Like, you wanna plant them late spring, early summer so that they have the whole entire summer to establish their root system, which is gonna make it easier for them to successfully winter over, even with cover, even if they're covered.
right.
It's only early July as of this recording, but so maybe it's not too late. But I think ideally, I would probably wanna plant them earlier in the season just
Yeah,
so they
I
could
think I
root.
would make sure you add some things. I think you can plant now, just use some of those other tricks, like make
Root
sure you get in the
stimulator.
ground right away.
Yeah.
Get add biotone fertilizer or mycorrhizae
Mhm.
around those roots so that they start to get established. The biggest thing is getting those roots going more than
Yeah.
enjoying flowers. You can
Mhm.
use the root stimulator, right? I think is what you were saying,
Mhm.
which is a liquid just to hormonally tell the plant to put growth into that. So I think it's doable, and I think you can have success. And then just really look up how to winterize a hybrid tea rose, especially here in Minnesota, because you'll definitely need to like protect it. And your biggest goal this year is like getting root establishment, because if you get the good root establishment, you'll come through spring, even if it gets a little die off from our winters, which can happen. It'll push that growth from the crown of the plant because it's established.
Mhm. Yeah. And that's really essentially what you're covering in the winter too is the root system, right? Like, you're
Yeah,
protecting the roots from the
absolutely.
cold. All up to the roots. If you have a gardening question you'd like us to answer, please write to us at petalandplot@gmail.com. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone you know and click the follow button to hear our next episode.
As garden designers here at Petal and Plot, we also offer year-round in-person and virtual gardening consultations and custom garden designs as well. Want to see more of what we're up to? Please follow us on Instagram at Petal and Plot. That's PETALNPLOT.